It looks like Treyarch and Activision has given us another Call of Duty game, which is supposed to be coming out sometime in the future, hopefully this year. It's Call of Duty Black Ops 6, and it's going to be pretty much focusing on the Gulf War. And this is supposed to be a sequel to the Call of Duty Black Ops 5 game, which came out back in 2020, and it was Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War, and that came out for both last gen and current generation game systems like the PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X, and it was also on PC. Except I don't know if this upcoming Call of Duty game is going to be on last generation game systems. I'm assuming it's going to be on the PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, and PC. But I'm not sure if it's going to be backwards compatible. And I don't think that it's been announced by Activision whether or not there's going to be a Switch port for this game. And at this point, there probably shouldn't be because Nintendo's about to drop the Switch 2, which is supposed to be coming out, I guess, sometime next year if we're lucky. Um, and having a Call of Duty Black Ops, game on the Switch won't look as good as it would if it were on the PlayStation 5 or the Xbox Series X. And pretty much they released a trailer for the game, and the trailer wasn't even that long, and it was pretty cryptic for the most part. And I think the ending is really what got a lot of people talking, because the ending shows Mount Rushmore, and then it says the truth lies, and pretty much um, all the faces on Mount Rushmore are covered by flags saying the truth lies, and it made a lot of people curious as to what Activision has planned and what Treyarch has planned for Call of Duty. And hopefully it's something that's going to catch people's attention, because the last Call of Duty game we got, Modern Warfare 3 from last year, was a huge dud. A lot of people didn't like it. It was probably the lowest rated Call of Duty game of all time. And a lot of people feel that the Call of Duty series suffers from overexposure because we get a new game every single year, and a lot of people feel like some of the best entries of the entire franchise came out during its peak era, which was like the late 2000s, early teens. And don't get me wrong, over the past couple of years, there've been some really good Call of Duty games, like Cold War, where I just mentioned. The Call of Duty game from 2019 is one people had a lot of good things to say about. Um, people like the one that had like the battle royale and all that stuff. It's like people for the most part, still enjoy Call of Duty, and there's like still diehard fans to this day. But I feel like from a story perspective, it has to be a grand slam. It has to be a home run. Okay, it can't be a slog of a game like what we got last year with Modern Warfare 3. And like for the most part, I'm not exactly sure whether or not this is coming to, I guess, the Switch 2, even though Xbox had signed a 10-year deal with I believe with Nintendo to bring more Call of Duty games to Nintendo in the future. And I read somewhere that the agreement was legally binding, so that's something that's a commitment they have to keep. But I don't think that necessarily includes Call of Duty games from past generations or anything like that. And they also, I believe they also signed a 10-year deal with PlayStation as well, because Microsoft had won that lawsuit against FTC, and I guess that's something they did to prove that they're not trying to monopolize, the video game industry in terms of buying out third-party developers and all that stuff. So I think that's why they're doing that. They have to keep that promise because they just beat the FTC. But but yeah, I mean, I do feel that this upcoming Black Ops game is going to be very interesting. There's still a lot of details in regards to this game that we are still in the dark about, but a lot of people are hoping that they bring back, the multiplayer gameplay with the awesome maps that we got in Black Ops Cold War. Like you had like 12 versus 12 player combat. You had the zombies mode, and I believe the zombies mode had like a storyline as well. Um, Yeah, man. I feel like, in terms of the 2020s decade, Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War was one of the better games that we got. And I do feel that for the most part, this is a game that could, be a grand slam. It could be a hit for them. And I do feel that it's something that has to, be a hit for them because the last game, like the last major game that they had, like flopped, and I don't even know how much money they lost on that. But a lot of people were pissed off, and I do feel that Activision and Treyarch has to do a better job at keeping their fan base happy because a lot of people are starting to feel that the Call of Duty series, even though it's a household name and it's probably one of the biggest video game franchises in history, it seemed like it's getting a bit stale, and I do feel that's something that they can rectify in this upcoming game. So we're supposed to be learning more information about Call of Duty Black Ops 6 because I believe there's supposed to be like a showcase being hosted by Xbox that's supposed to provide us with more information on what to expect in the upcoming game. And I believe it's supposed to be on like June 9th or something like that. So it's supposed to be on the Xbox Game Showcase. And we're going to learn more details about the game. Hopefully, we get some gameplay footage, and hopefully, this is a game that gets announced before or that gets released, before the end of 2024.